Hello, welcome to Workforce Wednesday. My name is Emily Petnato. I'm the Workforce Development Specialist at the Greater Scranton Chamber of Commerce and your host of Workforce Wednesday, which airs every week at noon. Joining me today is Krista. She is from Home Helpers Home Care. Thank you for joining me today. Let's dive right in. Can you tell me a little bit about Home Helpers Home Care, where you're located, and start there.
Yeah, so we do non-medical home care. We send caregivers into clients' homes to help with everything from daily living needs like bathing and dressing to light housekeeping, med reminders, cooking, anything like that are all things that we can help with. We actually have two locations. We have a location in Scranton and a location in Walnutport, and we typically service about 30 miles around those locations.
So would the employee be traveling about 30 miles from their location?
So we typically try to keep everyone within 15 miles of home.
Okay.
A longer shift, we might ask them to go a little farther than that, but for the most part, we get the cost of gas and those kinds of things. So we try to keep them within that 15-mile radius.
What are the shifts like?
It varies. Every client has a different need. I can tell you that we don't take any shift that's less than 3 or 4 hours, so it would never be for less than that. Typically what we do with our employees is we ask them what their ideal availability is, and then we try to match that up with a client's schedule.
So do they get to pick their shifts, or is it generally like Monday to Friday?
So to begin, they give me their ideal availability. We do require every other weekend. So that is something that we do ask for. We make accommodations like 3 Saturdays or 3 Sundays. So they absolutely have a say in their initial availability. Once they give me that availability, then I kind of put the schedule in from there. But, if a caregiver would say, I can never work a Tuesday, we're going to take that into consideration, not put up a Tuesday.
Are there overnight shifts?
There are, yes. Yeah. So we run 365, 24/7. So we have clients in all needs.
What is the pay range benefit scale?
So pay range is 13 to 14 an hour to start. But there's no certifications, no requirements for that. Benefits, we try to do everything we can to make sure that the employees know that they're important and they're needed. So we offer everything from paid time off, weekly pay, direct deposit, insurances, incentive programs. We have a career ladder that they can move up. So we try to offer as many things as we can for them to let them know they're important and they're needed.
What is the title of the roles you're hiring for currently?
So the current title is caregiver.
Okay.
That is the role. Now with the ladder, there's ways to move up to be caregiver 2, mentor, but the incoming role they would come on as would be a caregiver.
What is a day like for a caregiver taking care of someone?
So depending on the shift that they're going in for, it typically is, some conversation. Normally it would be some light housekeeping, a meal prep, maybe helping them get in and out of a shower, more conversation. It's a lot nicer than, some of the other jobs out there in healthcare because it's a one-on-one. And typically each client has their own routine. So once you're with a client for a while, you kind of get into that routine.
What are the requirements to fill the position?
So the requirements are that they have a phone and internet access. They're willing to learn is a huge one for us. And they have a high school diploma or GED. And we do all the other training.
Is there anything else you'd like to add about the positions or working for Home Helpers Home Care that I may not have asked?
Yeah, so I think that our ideal candidate would definitely be someone who is, like I said, willing to learn. We do in-house training. It's paid training. So you do not need to have done this before as long as you're willing to do the job and are compassionate. I always say when I interview that I'm looking for someone that's willing to help and is willing to understand our clients' situations. A lot of the clients that we take care of are geriatric. So we're caring for that older generation. So you get trained to do the position. You'll take a competency test that will say that you're capable of doing home care. So all of that can be done in the office. But it definitely has to be someone who's willing to do the job and wants to learn.
How long is the training?
So it is 3 days over the course of your first month. So kind of a quick layout of what their first month would look like with us. They would come in an interview. A lot of time we're giving on the spot job offers. We could set you up as soon as that day with an orientation date, pending the backgrounds and things like that. Once they come in for day one, they go through some caregiving, they go through some policies, procedures, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And we look at a schedule. Once they're out in the field, they're actually shadowing. So
Okay.
they'll be out with either one of our trainers or they'll be out with another caregiver who's already on those cases and they'll have some learning time. They then come back in for day two the next week, go through the same kind of thing. It's both hands on and the policy and procedure. Go back out again. And then normally by that point, we're setting them up with a schedule, but they have consistent check ins. I can honestly say that that's probably one of the best things about our office for the caregivers is that there's consistent 24/7 support for them. We don't ever expect them to just walk into a home and know what they're doing off of the bat. You'll have a supervisor following you, you'll have mentors following you, you'll have check ins from all of us. And there's always someone on call 24/7 if they have an issue. So we definitely make sure that they know that as much as in home care, you're out there on your own. We don't want them to think we don't want them to not have the support system that they need to be successful.
How can an interested job seeker apply?
So we are on Career Plug with ads. They can call either one of our office locations, or they can go right to the Home Helpers website and fill in an application on there.
Great. Well, I think that's all my questions for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, If you are interested in applying for positions at Home Helpers Home Care, there are positions available on the Chamber's job board as well at scrantonchamber.com. If you are a member business interested in registering for a Workforce Wednesday session, please contact me at epetnato@scrantonchamber.com. And I'll see you all again next Wednesday for another Workforce Wednesday. Thank you, Krista. It was great meeting you.
Thank you. You too. Have a good day.
You too.